Alrighty, okay, participate. What's your first name again? What was your first name again?
Sarah.
Sarah.
Yes.
All right, well, you guys ready? All right, so we're going to talk about agent-to-agent referrals, right? So first of all, I want to hear from everyone how 3612.3 has been going so far. Give me the scoop, the lowdown. I'll turn the camera off.
A lot of information to take here.
A lot of info, especially as a new agent?
Yeah.
Okay. And the cool thing is you can take it again and again and again. It's free always with our office, right? So if you missed a section or you want to, brush up on a section later, you can certainly watch our YouTube channel or come back to another class. It's, and it's nice because we have different instructors, right? They're teaching different pieces. Are you getting some different perspectives on things? All right. This is the first one that I'm teaching out of this 3612.3, right? So this will be kind of cool. Are you a little nervous? What am I going to say? Oh. All right. Okay, we're going to talk about agent-agent referrals. Tell me about what you guys have been learning so far and what some of your big ahas have been. Like, what would you say of all the things you've learned so far, some of the things that are going to be the most important for you? And I know some of you guys started midstream, Sheree, Nader, but both midstream, but
Working with meds.
working with your Mets, okay.
So they were saying that anybody who is in your phone or anybody you come in contact with, that they're a potential.
The potential for
Yeah.
even if they're the Met, even if they're not the person that does the deal with you. Okay, we call your Mets, for those of you who are new, Mets, and the other one's called unmets or what? Not Mets, whatever.
Something like that.
Or whatever. Anyways, your Mets are your people that you know, right?
Right.
That you've already met with, not strangers. It's not soliciting someone out of the white pages or calling it for sell by owner. Those are your not Mets, So your Mets are anyone that you already know, and they can be very valuable because even if they don't want to buy or sell, they may know someone who does. And that's the key thing. And even with referrals here, this is one of, I think one of the biggest advantages that we have as an agent that we forget. It's one of the most overlooked ways to make money with your license, which is referrals. We forget that our cousin Sally, who lives in Arizona, who's buying a house, that we can get part of the commission on that. And we forget sometimes to refer them to an agent out there. That's really what agent-to-agent referrals is about. But also, how do you meet the agent that you referred Sally to out there? How do you get that person to start sending you referrals when they know someone who's moving here? So it goes both ways. That's what we're going to talk about today. How do you get referrals both ways from agents? Has anyone ever done an agent referral before? You have?
I've gotten referrals, and it was
Okay.
actually from a past client that was a realtor, but in New York.
Okay, so past client, realtor in New York. So she obviously, was she still licensed? Did she get a referral fee?
No.
Oh, that's a really good referral, by the way. Normally, normally, but that is cool.
Yes.
That's kind of like a Mets referral, where we don't pay for them. So obviously, as many people that we can work with that we already know or are in our database, or the person that we meet at the gas station, whatever, they become Mets, right? Or your waitress, we're going to always work them for those referrals. But the agents who are outside of your area, those are going to be people that can send you referrals. And we're going to talk a lot about how do you get them to think about you? How do you get to know them? And I will tell you, one of the big things is, I mean, a lot of this stuff is new, but I'm going to share with you guys some of the stuff that I do for getting referral fees and referring people. A lot of it now happens on Facebook. I think this was written before that or something, I don't know, because I don't think that's in this section that we're going to cover. But there are some phenomenal Facebook pages. Make sure I show you the Facebook pages that are available online, and you can join them. And I am telling you, we're going to do a test right now, okay? We're going to do a test. I'm going to show you how fast these lickety-split things are, okay? So here's what we're going to do. I forgot I was going to do this test before we started. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Pick a city, anywhere in the country. Name a city.
Phoenix.
Phoenix, okay. Watch this. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how you're gonna do this. And I'm gonna show you how I post it in a couple sites and how fast my phone is gonna ring. Okay? Like 5 minutes, watch. So, and I did just refer someone to, not Phoenix, but a suburb just near Phoenix. My son is moving out in that direction. Okay, so let's do. Okay. So, can you guys see this? Right? Okay, so there are several referral pages. KW. That's catching up for a minute. Okay, there's one of them. So, okay, so can you guys see these? Okay, there's some of them right there. All I did is do KWREF, okay? And you can see them. Join those groups. All right. The KW referral group, like let's say, see they tells you how many members? So I'm gonna go to the top one because it's got the most members. It's a closed group, so I guess you have to be approved. Obviously, they're gonna want to know that you're with KW before they approve you. So you make sure that you're, and the only way that you can do that is if it says Keller Williams on your Facebook page, and the way that it can say that is when you verify through a KW email that you're with KW. So it'll walk you through that if you want to add that, okay? But watch this, okay? Looking for a buyer's agent in Phoenix. What do you say? I'm totally making this up. It's kind of mean to these people because they're going to be calling me. But and then I'm going to say, oh, sorry, I found someone. But looking for a buyer's agent in Phoenix. Should I just say put price range or anything like that? What do you think? Sure. Price range, 200. I know, that's why I'm like, I don't know. What's that?
Put the low price range, this way nobody will call you.
60,000.
60,000, nobody will call you.
No. I want someone to call me. This is like a real thing, right? I'm testing you. Call me. Okay, ready? Looking for a buyer's agent in Phoenix, price range 200. Okay. See? Yeah, I just posted it, right? Okay. I usually don't even put myself on there, just so you know. Okay. Okay. Let's see how long it takes to ring. Okay, I'm gonna leave it right there for a minute. Okay, so that's one of the pages. Okay, and what happens is what you can also do is you can be searching these groups to find. I don't know if there's a way to get yourself notified if someone says Detroit or Novi or Northville, right? There must be some way, because I don't know how unless they're on there snooping and have something that notifies them of the word Phoenix right away. You know, I don't doing that. Oh, okay, whoa, okay, there you go. See, all right, okay, I got it. See, okay, there we go. See, they're already like referring people to me. Do you see? Okay, now I gotta take this down, right? Okay, is that a good enough demo? Should I get rid of it? Should I? See, I get rid of it. See?
Yeah.
See? Oh, there it goes. That's from Phoenix. 480. Wow. I'm gonna go to my voice. I gotta get my thing off there. Do you okay? You did that? That's it. The class is over. Okay. It's really hard to find someone. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And
I'm gonna post something, but don't listen to it.
I had to get rid of that right away. I was like, okay. Whoa. Okay. Let me see. I think someone texted me too.
Wow.
Okay, no, it's different. Okay. So is that crazy or what? Okay. Is that better than 5 minutes? Okay. That gives you one idea. So we're not really here to talk just about the Facebook thing, but that is a really key way to find an agent. And the other way that I want to share with you right up front, because I'm not sure, it's a little bit taught in here, which is called the white pages of Keller Williams. Is everyone familiar with how to find an agent in Keller Williams? No? Okay, well, I'm gonna give you a simple one. Besides the intranet, which you're gonna have access to, and now you're gonna get that real soon, where you have your own login and everything to get onto the intranet, and sure, you too, I know you two don't have it yet. Does everyone else? I gotta get out of that. Whatever it is, it's gonna start, they're gonna email me and go crazy with me. See, they're right there, okay. Firefox, okay, quit. Okay, sorry about that. One of the ways that you can do it, well, I'll actually show you guys. If you go like right here, okay, and you go to kw.com, this is one of the ways that I can find, and this is how I refer potential agents to for my profit share. So I like to recruit agents to other offices nationwide, which is who I was talking to my friend Nada right before this class. She's in Texas. She just called me to tell me she passed her test in Texas. Texas is a really, really hard place to get a license. Well, anyways, so this was, see this kw.com? Agents or offices. So what I do is I'll go to the office, and let's say I want someone in Phoenix. I go Phoenix. If I didn't want to use the Facebook page, Phoenix, Arizona, and then I just search, and it'll bring up all of the offices in that area, okay? And it shows you kind of on the map where they are, so you can see. Oops.
What to Phoenix, Alabama?
What's that?
Phoenix, Alabama.
Oh, Phoenix, Alabama? Oh, I picked the wrong. Oh, no wonder it only has 2 of them. Hold on, let's go back to that.
So a customer is gonna meet her in Detroit that you.
I can't. I forgot my real glasses, and I can't see it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so there's a whole bunch. See how many there are in Phoenix, Metro or Phoenix? Well, anyways, let's say it's this one. That's the closest one. It's near Biltmore, whatever. This tells you the team leader's name.
Very Humphrey.
Okay, and then the phone number. And I always I'll call the team leader, and I ask the team leader, and here's what you're gonna ask for. When you call them, I ask the team leader for someone on their ALC, your Agent Leadership Council. Why would I do that? Does everyone know what the ALC is, first of all? Okay, so our ALC in Keller Williams is some of our top agents in our office. They have to be in the top 20% in production. They have to be selected to be on the council, and they help get to set direction in the office. They're strong leaders. Hopefully all of you will one day want to be on the ALC. All right, so they get to they help make decisions. I look to them for their advice and input in this market center, and so does Mike Shebeck. So Mike is our team leader, and Mike holds the ALC meetings once a month. It's open to anyone in our office. You can go to the meeting, and you can't participate, but you can listen to hear what they're discussing in our office, what's happening, where our finances are, what the committees are doing. We have different, they have different areas that they focus on. One focuses on culture, one on finances, one on growth of our office, that type of thing. Well, anyways, I ask for someone on the ALC. Why do I do that? Because I know that they're leaders, that they make time for other people, that's important to them, and that they're one of their top agents. So that's why I ask for them. Okay. Now, do most people calling into our office ask for that? Some do, some don't. Some just say, hey, I need an agent who speaks Mandarin, or I need an agent who works with investors like you guys do. So it's important to let Mike usually will get those calls. Mike know what it is that you're focused on and where your specialty is. Typically, it'll go to the team leader, okay? Myself or the team leader, or it'll go to Carolyn, our MCA. And then we give out those leads based on what it is that they need. So if someone, for instance, I know that Ken Pozak in our office works with a lot of doctors in this area. Well, if it was a doctor relocating, not that we would always send it to Ken, but we might, because he's on our ALC. And also, that's one of his specialties. Okay. Because he's shared that with us. That's how so you want people to know what that is. Shelley Senegar, she speaks fluent Japanese. And, we have a lot of Japanese speaking people in this area. coming to Nova. So she might get a request for that. Okay. So does that help you guys with a couple things on referrals? All right. Let's go through what we're going to cover. We're going to talk about why it's an untapped resource, agent-to-agent referrals, how to get started. I just showed you some of those tips, right? And that's for you to get a referral out to someone. Now we're going to talk about too, how to get referrals into you. How do you get other agents calling you when they need someone here? Prospecting and marketing, focus over time, final note, putting it all together. All right. So you guys, are these the same ground rules you cover every time? Okay. Do they cover all of them every time? No? Okay. One of them I think that is really good was it's worded differently. It's one of the bold laws. And bold is one of our classes that we teach our agents, but this one is number 4, which is respect the reality of time and participation. Remember the bold law. How you participate here is how you participate everywhere. I love that one. And then I like number 5, which is respect the different learning styles and opinions of others. Ask yourself, am I displaying an open mindset or a fixed mindset? So I thought those were kind of cool. Alrighty. Okay, so we're going to talk about where you are today. We're going to do some lead generation activities, ahas from these activities, the most difficult part of these activities, and what will I do differently in the next 24 hours. And it's a 10-minute exercise. All right, so that is on, do you guys have it on page 4? With the same page numbers? Oh, okay, well. Yeah, it's going to be different, right? I've got an instructor version. Okay, so what you're going to do is where you are today in your lead generation efforts. Now, for those of you who are new and you haven't been involved in any of the classes, maybe you can listen or jump in with someone else. Has everyone been through all the classes here? No, you guys haven't? Have you? You have been? Okay, so you 3 have been. Okay. And you have not, Cherie, either, and neither has not heard. Okay, neither have you. Okay, so you guys can maybe listen in. But okay, so list the lead generation activities you completed during the last 24 hours. And actually, if you guys want, can we do this one out loud? I want to hear what you guys did. What kind of lead generations did you guys do in the last 24 hours?
I made 27 calls.
You made 27 calls.
This morning.
Awesome, Kavita. Awesome. And
that's it.
anything yet from them? Anything? No, I didn't mean, did you do anything else? I meant, did you get any results from them?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. And sometimes when you make the calls, you don't get the results right then, right? It could be the next time, or next week, or tomorrow, or tonight when they return your call. Okay, good. Anything else you
I might
did?
get a seller lead.
You might have a
This,
seller lead.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have to call them back today.
excellent.
Later today.
Okay, good, good. Anyone else?
Got referrals from my Mets.
What, you got some referrals?
Yeah, from my Mets. Yes.
From your Mets?
Yeah.
See, that's gonna be newer than Mets, okay. But, okay, so tell us about the referral.
Basically, I have a family member that's living in China right now. When she moves back, she's planning on buying a house here. So
Okay,
that's my family.
yay. So you knew she was coming back, I mean, obviously, right?
I didn't know.
You didn't know? So it was kind of a referral from someone else in the family who knew she's coming back and that you're just got your license. Awesome, okay.
Well, I had one of our old classmates from high school reached out to us. They were in town, they're coming back from Georgia, and a couple of our mutual friends, they went to a party with them and they found out from them that, hey, they're still in the business, why don't you talk to them? And then they called us.
And they called you, okay, from, letting people know. Anyone else do anything that might help you? Not, or you just got you just took your test yesterday. You just passed. Did you tell anyone
Tell anyone about what?
that you got your license yet? No, just me.
Certainly no, I didn't
Just me.
tell anybody.
Okay, but now you can. This is something where you can start now telling people. Or even if it's not just, hey, I just got it, but it could be people that I gotta tell you guys an example. Annette Campo is really, really good at this, okay? She is what we call a lead generation machine. I mean, I'm just relaxing us at a restaurant. She's like starting to recruit the waitress, you know. Next thing you know, she's talking to the waitress and she finds something in common with them. Okay, this waitress. She finds out that they both lived on the west side of the state. So then she starts talking about that. And next thing you know, she's like, by the way, where do you live, you know? Well, I live in an apartment. Well, why don't you buy a house, you know? Well, like we can't yet, or whatever it was, I can't remember. But by the time the evening was over, she had the waitress's phone number. You know, she didn't start out that way. It was just a very polite, you know, discussion with the waitress here and there. And then by the end, it was trying to find that common thread that they had. And sure enough, we have a common thread with everyone, right? We just don't know what it is sometimes when you meet them.
You need to create a bond with people, and
Yeah.
after that, everything comes with the flow.
Yes, exactly. So it was that some little bond that, oh, they both lived on the other side, they knew some of the same areas and restaurants and things like that. Then immediately, then it was, the person was open to giving her name and number. And then, of course, Annette handed her the card. And she's very conscious of it. She said, I hadn't met, she said, I hadn't done all my contacts yet today, so you know, and I don't go to bed without doing them. She's like, so excuse me, Wendy, you know? I was like, no, this was fascinating. I'm sitting there going, well, I just learned something, you know, about how awesome that was, you know? So did you guys talk about how many contacts are you supposed to make every day?
36?
How many? Isn't there a number?
It is a number.
She told me at least 20, that she had to meet, like, add 20 people or something to her database or something. Is that right?
Yes.
Kavita, you might know? Because I think that's what she said that night about, I hadn't made my 20 contacts yet, so I'm finishing them up right now. So I think she likes to add 20 to her database, right?
50 a week.
50 a week, okay, then maybe it was 20 contacts, okay. And then we prospect, we call it prospecting or lead generation, how many hours a day?
3.
We're happy if you do 2. As a matter of fact, most agents won't do 1. But the ones that do 3, kill it. And that's why we pound this over and over and over. And that's why when I go up and I see our prospecting booths empty in the mornings, it drives me insane. I go crazy. I'm like, how can we not have 4 people that actually want to lead generate and make this a serious business, you know, that don't have a private office?
Most of the times it depends upon the approach. Like some people, they do it for an hour, but they're more productive than some people who work for 3 or 4 hours on the same prospect.
That could be too. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I mean, for some people, if you really just focused an hour, I mean, that'd be phenomenal. Now, I'm not here, okay, you can cut that off the camera, right? But if she's gonna cut something. But, you know, I'm not here to tell you you should do an hour. But I am saying that if you do an hour every single day, really, that is huge. If you do 3 hours every day, you will kill it in this business. I mean, we know that. I mean, we have statistics, we have proof of that over and over and over again. So that's why that is like one of the biggest things we ever talk about. And right now, especially, here's the deal. The market's really hot, right? We know that. What's the most important thing you could get right now? Buyers or sellers?
You're gonna get lots of buyers.
Sellers.
No.
Why sellers?
Lots of reasons.
Okay, lots of reasons. You're right. What do you guys think? Why are the sellers the most important? I know you probably covered this. I don't really know what every session covered, but I just want to, this is so important.
Least amount of time would go into the sale.
Okay, yeah, so sellers take 1/4 of the time buyers do. Okay?
Get your advertising out there in their front yard.
For every listing that you have, the statistics say you're going to get 1 buyer anyways. So now you basically double dipped even if it wasn't on that same property, right? So the listings are the gold, always. Even when the market is stinky and it's bad and it's a buyer's market, the listings are still the gold because the buyers that can buy are going to be the ones calling on your signs. And at Keller Williams, we have a really different philosophy about buyers and sellers. A different philosophy about what we call your listings, your leads. Did you guys talk about that at all? Have you heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have a different philosophy. We don't have, I mean, we have floor time, but it's not the same as like maybe a different office. Because when you have a listing and you put your sign in a yard, no matter if they ask for your name or not when they call this office, our office and the Keller Williams philosophy means it would say it goes back to you. Your listing, your lead. And that's why we have Realtor.com. We buy the enhanced Realtor.com so that all the listings, your listings that aren't even on Realtor.com, if anyone looks up your listing, it'll have your name by it. Do you guys know the difference? Like if you're not with an office that buys that, someone else will buy that spot on your listing. So someone owns this zip code, right, for Realtor.com, example, this office. Not in this office, but I mean, they could probably, maybe is in this office. But for this zip code, right where we're sitting right now, if you were not with this office, most likely your broker did not buy enhanced Realtor.com. And when someone calls, or they look up your listing on Realtor.com, it might have Cherie's name there, because she bought the zip code. If she bought the zip code, her name's gonna come up, not yours. In Keller Williams, we have it set up where your name and your picture come up with those listings. So we know that you're going to get even more potential buyer leads by having those listings. So it's really, really important that you focus on those listings as much as possible. Does that mean you're not going to work with buyers? Of course not. I mean, they're both really important in this business, right? And eventually you might set up a team. We have a team with the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. The way the team works is that the Millionaire Real Estate Agent philosophy is that the listing agent, the lead person gets a lot of listings, and then they eventually bring on an assistant, and then they bring on a buyer's agent. So someone else goes out and shows all those properties for you. Now, how do you think Mark Z and Mike Perna do it, right? Like, how many buyer's agents do they have? Do they go show buyers properties? No. As a matter of fact, they're at the level they hardly ever do the listings, I don't think.
They delegate.
Yeah, they have other people that even do their listings for them, and they are the lead person. They bring the leads in. They're doing lead generation all the time. They're buying leads. They're having people call all the time. They're paying people to pick up the phone and call and do the prospecting. It works. It really, really works. Okay, so lead. Anyone else do any other lead gen stuff? Any other things that you could do or did do or might do or should do? Harry, did you do anything?
Yeah, I sent out some emails.
You sent out, okay, good.
People I met recently sent out an email and seeing how can I help them? Or can they help me? But mostly what can I do for them?
Yeah. Yeah, so what can you do to help them out and stuff? And would this be different than what you would have done before?
Not necessarily, but I guess how I go about doing it on
Okay.
purpose, making sure I do it.
Yeah. Because sometimes we know, oh, we're going to do that, or we get to it, but then we never get to it because we don't purposely go after lead gen. That's key. I mean, Harry has a really good business. Harry and Crystal, they sell quite a few houses every year to investors. Okay, so they do a business. I mean, they're very actively involved in selling. One thing that they want to do is raise the average price point of what they're doing and also diversify so that they're doing more than just that business, right? Because they can make a lot more by bringing that price point up. Or, when you have your average price point is $300,000 or $400,000, that's way different than what an investor might buy, right? And you can maybe do one house for 10 instead, So that'd be kind of cool. Anyone else? Any other ones? You guys doing?
I'm not real tech savvy, but I think this phone app is so cool that we all have access to. And I went to my homeowners association meeting and met someone who was new to our neighborhood. And we just struck up a conversation and we had a lot in common. And she knows a realtor, but I still sent her my app anyway.
That's
She told me
awesome.
how much she loves to search real estate. And I said, you gotta have this app.
Okay, do you guys know, has everyone downloaded the app and sent it to your friends? Okay, have you gone into kw.com yet? My
We don't
KW?
have
Log
login.
in.
You don't? Okay, you should, tomorrow, I think, because you're licensed at the state or something weird or whatever. Did they get it fixed?
No,
It's supposed to be kind of
I had a mail it in. So
Okay, it should be any day or whatever. Harry, just make sure, can you call her tomorrow and get set up on that? And not, or you too, I know if you guys, when you get logged in. So here's what will happen when you get your login. Okay, as soon as you get your login right now, and as soon as you log in, the app comes up right now. It's been coming up the last few days, at least when I've logged in. Is that right?
Yeah, it's getting aggravating.
I know, it's getting aggravating. I mean, it's like, well, what, I already got that, But it'll tell you how to download it, and you can send the link to someone to download your app. And it's customized to you, so this is what's really cool. This is gonna tie into agent referrals too. When someone downloads your app, it doesn't matter where they are in the country, they can search for real estate. So I was in Denver recently on the airplane, and I thought, you know, I want to see, because I'm snoopy that way, you know. Aren't you guys? I mean, if you learn real estate, you'd like to know what's going on, right? Do you ever pick up those real estate magazines whenever you go somewhere? You know,
See what's going on.
yeah, like, you know, you look and what's going on. Well, I thought I'm gonna look on my app and see what's around here. Well, there are 2 buttons that say, let's say I pull up a property, I kinda like it. It says contact agent via, I think it says email or phone, right?
Yes.
Phone or email?
Correct, email or phone?
Yeah, correct, phone or email. So I put phone, and guess what it did? It dialed me. Because it's my app. I downloaded my own app, okay? So it dialed me. I was like, this is really cool. So guess what? That means when I give that app to a client, or prospective client, and they do that, it goes to you even if they're in Denver.
What did
Wow.
you tell yourself? What did you tell yourself?
Hey, I'm not interested right now. So what would happen though, let's say your friend is looking and they're in Denver and they're looking and they're interested in Denver, bingo, I know if they emailed me or called me, right there, they're interested, and then that's when I could do my referral to an agent out there, okay? Very cool app. Okay, what else can you do? I mean, by the way, you can post that on Facebook. You can say, here's my app. If you're nosy like me in real estate and you want to, you know, see what's going on in your neighborhood, or you're ever looking to buy or sell, download this free app and just check it out. And you know, by the way, I can see who does this in the office, because I can snoop at the back office and I can see who has the most downloads. Do you know who has the most downloads? Me. I don't even work with buyers or sellers, guys, okay? I do. Why? Because I put it out on Facebook a couple of times. I'm like, so guess what? I just use it to refer, because I don't work with buyers or sellers. So when people call in, bingo, I can refer them to someone, okay? But you think about using that. It's great. Thank you. What else could you do for prospecting or lead gen? You guys have talked about that maybe the new people in the room haven't heard. For the sections I missed, what else?
Farming.
Farming, right? Definitely. You can farm.
Talk about that.
So farming is when you email or do bag drops, you know, door hangers or something like that in a particular neighborhood or area. And farming means you keep doing it, right? You don't just plant the seed and ignore it. You got to keep working it so that you can harvest it, really. And when you're going to start farming, it's not, do you need to farm to be successful? Not at all. Do all of our agents farm that make a lot of money? No. It's one extra thing that you can do to build referrals or generate leads.
So farming is like mass mail?
Mass mail. Now someone like Perna or Z, they do a lot of it. All right? But there are some of our agents who are very, very successful, make a lot of money in this office, and don't do farming, per se.
Can we as salesperson and brokers do mass mail?
What's that?
Can we as salesperson do mass mail?
Yes, yes. Any agent can do a mass mailing. I do want to also let you know that if you decide to start doing some mass mailing, also our partners, they're not business partners, but one of our affiliates, which is Movement Mortgage, will sometimes help cover the cost on some of that if their name and stuff's on there. They will do joint marketing with you. So talk to them about that.
Which company is that?
Movement Mortgage. Okay, they're a really great mortgage company. They're they're our mortgage company in-house, and they're very, very similar philosophies to Keller Williams, which is why they're here. And they do. I'll just give a little plug. They do some really, really great pre-approvals. They can actually completely underwrite a buyer within 24 to 48 hours. Completely underwrite. That means they don't need to ask for a pay stub 2 days before closing that the buyer couldn't find, and then it falls apart from that. That's so important when you're in this business. Don't want the mortgage to be a real issue. And so you'll know that when that buyer is through Movement Mortgage, the only thing that has to be done is the appraisal and the title work. That's it. It's like cash. It's like a cash offer. Really, really, really strong. Okay, but they might help you with some of that farming stuff. All right, so what will you do differently in the next 24 hours? Maybe something you didn't do, or you didn't know about, or you hadn't thought about? What do you guys think? Anything that you might do differently? Or add to it?
I've been thinking about doing it for a while, but when you have big old prego belly, most people aren't very receptive to you.
Oh, I think they'd be more receptive. She says she has a big old prego belly. They cannot say no to mama. Okay, go ahead, keep going.
I want to go to the lenders that I know, like different banks, and pass out our cards and say, hey, if you have any clients, I'm open, I'm a realtor. Hey.
Yes,
So.
for banks, because a lot of times the banks, they have mortgage people in there sometimes, potentially,
Mhm.
but they don't usually have a real estate agent there.
Right.
And they might have someone walk in and say they want to get a mortgage pre-approval, but they don't know who to refer them to. So building that relationship in the bank, it's great. Cool. Any other ideas?
Since we changed brokerages, use that as a tool to reconnect with old clients.
Yes, they just joined our brokerage. It's a perfect opportunity to go back and say, guess what? We just joined Keller Williams, and here's our new phone number, here's our new email, or whatever. It's an opportunity to reach out and maybe even share why you joined. It's number one, it's the largest real estate company in the world. So there's some things like that you can share with people since you did make that move. And if you're new and to joining Keller Williams, why did you join Keller Williams? It's, you joined the largest real estate company in the world, and why you maybe did that. Okay? How you're gonna help them. So great idea. Good. Anything else in that? I was thinking, here's something I was thinking, and I've always thought this, and I'm not sure that anyone's doing this in our office, so here's a little tip for you. I don't know, but there's a lot of people that work in this building, and that means there's probably a lot of people in here who might be buying or selling, and most of them are executives or high income earners. I would think that might be a good possibility to network with some of these different businesses and let them know that we're here. I mean, they know maybe that we're here, they see us, but I don't think anyone ever really has gone after that. If I was looking to build a business in real estate, I'd probably be trying to go after that a little bit, And we're gonna do, by the way, this month, we're crossing over, we've already crossed over, but we don't know the exact amount yet. Over $1 million in our office we have given away for profit sharing since we opened. $1 million. So we're gonna have some kind of party or something. It might be in the lobby, but wouldn't that be cool to be able to invite people from the building to that, and do a personal invite. So you can do that, all right? Okay, so you're going to learn how to tap into one of the most overlooked sources of leads. You want to ensure that you're the top of mind with certain agents out of state. So for instance, if I knew for sure who to contact in Phoenix, I wouldn't be posting that, would I? If I had a special friend or a agent referral that I had sent some business to before, I would have in my own database that agent, okay, in my database. And how many of you are familiar with eEdge? Have you started looking at eEdge yet? A couple of you have, a couple of you don't have access yet. Okay, eEdge is our database management system. You can put all your customers in there. This is where you're gonna be able to start to have automatic drip campaigns, so it'll start to communicate with your clients and potential clients, all right? And you can also set up a special group for agents, okay? Agents that you wanna do business with. Agents that you met at family reunion, or not a family reunion, but Keller Williams family reunion. Okay, we call it that. That's our national convention in February every year. And then we have Mega Camp coming up in August. And one of the things that is really big at those events is they have a lot of people exchanging cards. So you're meeting people from all over. That's a really great place to collect those cards. Meet someone that you think, well, that's a professional person. If I ever had someone who needed to go to Austin, Texas, I'm gonna put Joe in my database. And it's a great way to build that database so that you know who to refer people to. We're gonna talk about how to screen them too, by the way, a little bit. But one of the ways is to find out you know, who's on the ALC, that's always good. All right, so we're talking about this, these are your pillars, right? You're building this foundation for building a big business as a real estate agent, so we're on number 9. And then Saturday is living your goals. And Annette's gonna be covering that, I'm sure she'll be fired up. All right, so let's talk about Mary Charter's aha moment. So there is a little section, so you got this on your next page? Okay, you're supposed to spend just a minute reading that, and then underline a few things that you feel are key, that points that stand out to you. And once you're done, you guys just, let me know, or just put your pen down or whatever it is. So what kind of things did you grab from that might help you?
It's good to know people doing content conversions.
Yeah. Yeah. Any really kind of development or any, that contact, but you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Because if you, especially someone who does multiple projects, you can get, multiple referral fees. It's pretty cool. Typically, referral fees would be anywhere from, 20 to 30%. For the most part, I pretty much know I can always get 25%, sometimes 30, especially if you're referring multiple people to that same person. Okay. Now, by the way, someone that does like the investment side, like you guys, your average price point is what would you say for your buyers? 40 grand. Okay, so 40 grand. How much are you gonna make on that?
3% for 1,200.
So 1,200 bucks.
Yeah.
Okay, for 1,200 bucks for all that work, when it's that price point, I don't even ask for a referral fee. I just want them to help the person, okay? Because if you had to give up 25% of your commission, feel like, are you crazy? I mean, it's already, not very much, right? I mean, pretty much the minimum on a property is 1,000, even with the bank-owned stuff. A lot of times they'll even give you 1,500 minimum, depends on the bank or whatever. But right, so does it make sense on everyone? So if I'm gonna refer them to someone, it's a low-end buyer, low-end deal, I just want them to help my friend or client. Yeah.
I just have a question. What does that conversation sound like if you have not met the agent? How do you ask for a referral fee? Is it assumed?
Good question. Yes, it is assumed. And let's say if Harry was the agent I was gonna call, I would say, hi Harry, this is Wendy Patton from Keller Williams in Northville, Michigan. How are you today? And he'd go, great. I go, hey, I heard that you're a really great agent. Your team leader told me that you work with a lot of buyers in Phoenix. And he would say, yes, I do. And I'd say, well, I've got this buyer that is looking to buy something in the Chandler area, and they're a $200,000 buyer, and I just wondered if you would be able to help them. And then of course he's gonna say yes. Well, then I would try to screen them. There's some good questions in here, how to screen them exactly. But then there is a referral fee, a referral form. And usually the conversation went in with, you know, Harry, would you want to send me the referral form or do you want me to send it to you? We all have the same pretty much ones, right? They're all, okay. And these are on .loop also, if you ever need one. And when those of you who don't have .loop yet, all of our forms are online, and you can download these. But go ahead and pass those around. And then you just fill it out. I give my information, they give theirs, and then they send it back to me. Just a lot of times an email is all I use, but really it should be on a format like this, where they sign it, because then it's a contract that they know that I gave that person to them. That's what this is to protect you to get paid, the commission, okay? In case they forget you. Not that they would ever do that. And most people wouldn't do it intentionally, okay? What else did you learn on this from Mary's situation?
There's about a couple words like very proactive, actively seeks. So they're very descriptive words about what she does. She goes
Yeah.
after it.
She's after it, yeah. She's not just thinking about referrals. I mean, she's definitely goes after it. She is purposeful in how she goes about getting her referrals. All right.
Can you explain what GCI is?
Oh, GCI is gross commission income. Gross commission income, that is the commission that you're going to receive. So for instance, if you're capped in our office, right? You've usually sold over 2.2 million. If you're capped, what we call capped, then you get the full commission. Your GCI would be, or let's say your commission on a deal, they get $1,200. If he gets $1,200 less what he has to pay to the office until you cap, that part remaining for him would be part of his GCI. How much his 1099 is going to say, Cherie?
Okay, so it's 1099.
How much your 1099 is going to say? Thank you. Yeah, your GCI. Now, is that your net income? No. Why?
Expenses.
Got all your expenses too, right? You got to pay your board dues, you got to pay your MLS dues, you pay your office dues. You also might have your gas and your mileage and your vehicle and all those other things you can write off as an agent.
And Uncle Sam.
What's that?
Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam, yes. Oh, Lordy. That's why you got to really remember to write. This is, I don't know if you guys talked about this part, but do they talk about just even business planning and stuff? You got to be really careful about really paying quarterly.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterly
Mhm.
taxes. Yeah, it sounds like, no, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Crystal. Okay.
It's so sad.
I'm not gonna name any names, but I'm going to tell you that some of our top agents in this office have struggled with that before because they didn't pay quarterly, and guess what?
Yeah, lump
Gets
sum.
harder and harder.
Ruh-roh, they got a little bit in trouble because it was too much then due. So you gotta, when you're becoming an agent and you're doing this business, it's gotta be run like a business, which means quarterly. Pay your quarterly or monthly, whatever you gotta do. You just take some of that off of each one of your closings and put it aside for taxes. Okay? Really, really important. It happens to some of the very best agents that you would be surprised with, that just get themselves in trouble because they spend it, they think it's all theirs. It's the gross commission income, it's not your net. So good point, thank you for bringing that part up. All right, okay, so let's talk about how sellers find their agents. Okay, so you can see that the one that is the most important is referred by us or a friend, neighbor, or relative. That's why the METs are so important, and that's why your active prospecting and lead generation is so important. Talking to those people. And also, did you know that once you've done a deal with a seller or a buyer, that most sellers and buyers would like to use the same real estate agent again, but they don't usually know who they were?
Depends upon the experience.
I forgot what the stats are, but they forgot who they were because most real estate agents are horrible at following up, which is why I cannot stress enough about using E-Edge. Get everybody in E-Edge. If you're not good at that, pay someone who is to get them in there. You want to keep your name in front of everyone especially that you've done business with. Otherwise, they forget you. You might think, well, they're going to remember me. I was awesome. They would use you if they remembered you. But sometimes by the time they're ready to sell again, they forgot your name, and they just think of who else they might know. Know who's a real estate agent. Most people only interview one or two agents. So you gotta be there, you gotta be one of those 2 agents, right? And 4% of them are referred by another real estate agent. Broker, okay? Okay, the next page. Okay, these are agent-to-agent referrals, A2A they call it, agent-to-agent referrals. By the way, I don't think that's actually a Keller-Williams acronym. I just realized what that was by reading it, but we don't use A2A, but that's agent-to-agent, I would guess. So you don't want to leave money on the table. Always ask if the seller needs help with the purchase of their next home, especially if they're relocating. And if you could refer them to someone else out of state, if they're moving out of state or out of area. I just had one of our agents here in our office this week. I live in Clarkston, and she knows that, so she called me and said, I have a buyer up in the Clarkston Lake Orion area. Do you know of an agent I can refer it to? She didn't want to drive all the way up there, because she doesn't know the area, and she lives downriver actually, and decided to refer it instead. So you can even refer it, locally if you want. Now, some agents are going to drive anywhere in Metro Detroit to show a property. Well, please don't tell me where people live. No. Sorry. Okay, but some agents, some people are going to drive everywhere to get those buyer leads, and some want to refer them all. What do you guys think? What would you do?
Refer.
You'd probably refer if it's up there? Okay.
Like if it's, we actually had a client that was looking in this area, and then her husband got a job in, where was that? It was someplace.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we drove once because we didn't know exactly where the city was.
Yeah.
And then once we found out, we're like, oh, Midland.
Midland. Oh, yes, that's 2 hours away.
Yeah, we're like,
Totally different real estate board also.
Yeah, we said, we're going to have to refer you.
Refer you, but we'll find someone up there, yeah.
Yeah.
You got it. How about you guys? Would you do that? Would you refer?
Probably, yeah.
Or drive? Yeah. Okay. If it's too far?
For more than an hour, probably.
Yeah. Oh, so you would drive anywhere for an hour though? So if it was Clarkston, would you drive?
Yeah, my aunt lives there. It's actually not bad of a drive, so
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, okay. So you know it a little bit maybe because you've been there a little bit. So yeah, it's totally up to you.
Depends on the customer.
Oh yeah, and what price range you're in, huh? It's $1
Uh-huh.
million buyer? I think I'll take them.
Yeah.
Midland, we'll drive you. Because, okay, here is the other thing. We're licensed to sell anywhere in Michigan, right? But we're not licensed to sell out of Michigan. So that's why you have to refer even if it's Toledo, right? But if it was, say, Midland, as an example, usually we have offices in almost every area. We do have one that's in Midland, Saginaw area. And what you could do is contact someone there that will help you with the MLS and help you pull those listings up there, so that you could show properties. So that's one thing about being with the big brokerage, which is awesome. Because almost anywhere, we all share. So for instance, anyone in another Keller-Williams office is totally welcome to come to our training. That would be fine with us, right? Sheree and I talked about this because, she lives kind of between here and Clarkston. And I said, you can, no matter what, you can always come to our trainings here and vice versa. That's just the way we are. Same thing if she wanted to do a closing here or there, or at a Rochester office or Troy or wherever, all you gotta do is call them up and say, hey, I need to do a closing at your office, would you mind? We all work together. Okay, they're all independently owned and operated, but everyone works together. It's just part of our Keller-Williams culture. All right, so, okay, let's talk about how many agents are in your real estate database. How many real estate agents are in your database now, would you guess? Besides the ones in this office, they don't count. Because you're not going to refer it to someone in this office, probably.
Right.
I mean, I guess you could if they're willing to drive and you're not. But. So how many do you think you have, or could have? 50?
I've got 4.
4?
Yeah, but now I'm gonna take some of his 50.
You got it. Either way, yeah. Somewhere in between there, probably, right?
She's gonna get something or else.
I've got one, but he doesn't work for Keller-Williams.
That's okay.
But he told me to come work for Keller-Williams.
Where does he work?
He's my brother, he's in Cincinnati.
Well, we have a great office in Cincinnati.
I know,
too.
I
Well,
know.
why did he not?
That's what Mike told me.
Why doesn't he work for Keller-Williams?
Because he's been with Huff so many years and he's so comfortable there. But he knew the Keller-Williams philosophy. And when I
Yeah.
told him I was ready to get in the business, he said, Keller-Williams. He said, with his experience, he knows that that's the best place to be, but yet he's still with Hub.
Well, okay, you can maybe work that a little bit later. Maybe we can help you build a profit share that way.
Okay.
And I've got some really good connections in Cincinnati, so I'd be happy to help you with that too,
Okay.
later.
All right.
Yeah. That's a really important thing. And sometimes by bringing someone in too, I mean, that's totally different where if they're not with KW, that's an opportunity for you to bring them in. We don't have to recruit. All you can do is you just refer them to a team leader in another city, and then they can bring them in, or recruit them underneath you. So, or they can invite them to classes. That's what I do a lot of times. I'll just invite someone to our training, like you two, right? Because I know that if you come to our training, you'll see that doesn't exist in other offices. It can't, especially in small independents, right? They can't do training like we do. There's no way. They're just not big enough to do that. It'd be the broker, all they would do is then train and help people, But we have a lot of people here who can train, so it helps us add better training. All right. How many of them do you touch on a regular basis? Think about that, how you're gonna do that. And then what percentage of your business comes from agent referrals? Does anyone get any business yet from agent referrals? Or are you guys all new? Fairly new. Maybe you're not too new.
A month and a half.
About a month and a half or one, okay. So you guys, but you're not brand new. Did you get referrals?
The guy from New York that I have,
Yeah.
him and is another realtor there, but he's my main source of
Okay.
sending me referrals.
Okay. He sends you buyers that buy your turnkey stuff? Do they do turnkey or just investments?
It's both, so it can be turnkey or investment, and he sends just the buyers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so it's really about, a giving and receiving. Obviously, if you're sending a referral to someone else, then they're gonna give you a referral fee. If they're sending it to you, you're gonna give them a referral fee. When you close on a property in Keller Williams, you fill out, in order to get commission, you fill out what's called a green sheet. Okay, that's gotta be filled out. It tells our MCAs where your commission goes. If it's a normal one, it would all go to you, right? But let's say you partnered with someone, or you owe someone a showing agent fee, maybe you hired someone in our office to do showings for you. There's lots of different scenarios and possibilities for you. Or someone did a referral for you. That person came from, say, a Keller Williams in Nashville, Tennessee, or Century 21 in Midland, it could be. It doesn't matter where they're from. They would maybe be owed a referral fee, and you put that on your green sheet to make sure that they get paid.
So Wendy, we can do referrals to people outside of Keller?
Oh, of course, yes. You don't have to refer to Keller Williams only.
But
I'm sorry if I implied that at all. I usually do, just because I know it's easy to track in the system. I know the ethics of, what that broker is going to be similar. I mean, we have a culture. So I try to refer to Keller Williams, but there are some places that just don't have a Keller Williams office. And or you might have a friend. One of my best friend is with Century 21. Well, she's retired basically. You're probably like, why do you recruit her? Well, because she's your best friend. I've tried, but she's like, come on, Wendy. I got like this huge private office. I don't even deserve it. I do like 3 deals a year. I'm really not active. That's why. She's basically retired, right? She's older than I am, and she's kind of retired. But yeah, absolutely, I would refer to her. She's phenomenal. She's a phenomenal agent, and I would trust her because she's would be in my sphere, right? So yeah. Do you know agents that are not with KW, right? Absolutely, you can refer anyone. Okay. All right, so here's some of the pros of receiving referrals and some of the cons of receiving referrals. Of course, the only really bad thing is you got to pay a referral fee, right? But it's free money still, right? If I give you a buyer that you didn't already have, that's ready and hot and ready, that's ready to go, because they're already pre-screened, I already know for sure they want to buy, that's worth something to you, right? That someone you didn't already have in your database. So some good pros and cons. Okay, everyone stand up for a second. This is the jumping jacks time. Okay, just, you can cut this out of the camera if you want.
He's gonna do the jumping jacks for me.
Oh yes, that's right, please do
I
not.
don't want to jump a baby out.
You know, I was thinking about the jumping jacks, but it's a stretch time, right? Okay, say time of the afternoon, you know, you get like, okay. Just stretch for a minute. Is that good? Do you like to stretch? I'll stretch, okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so here's one of the big things. If you accept referrals, here's some things that you need to do, right? You gotta respond to the customer immediately. Immediately you call that person because they're hot. I mean, that's normally the case when I put something on Facebook typically like that. It's someone who said, I'm moving to Phoenix and I want someone to call them immediately. Not in 3 days, I want someone to call them today, okay? You know, someone that loves to work with buyers if it's buyers, or sellers if it's a seller. They want to provide solutions along with awesome experience. Be committed to and capable of working with a referred customer. You know, and I like to keep them updated. If I was working with someone who was referred by someone else, keep them updated. You know, let's say Crystal referred someone to me. She referred Cherie. Let's say Cherie's going to be my buyer. I would continue to let Crystal know what's going on. Hey, Crystal, just want to let you know Cherie and I looked at properties today. I think she's going to buy one. We're going to be writing an offer. I'll keep you informed. That's all I got to tell her. Just a quick email. Right? If you referred, wouldn't you want to know that? Okay? Think about what you would want to know if you referred someone. I don't want it to go into an empty hole and me never hear again from them. Did my person buy? Did they call you? Do they like you? Of course, if it's my friend, I'm going to be calling my friend and say, did you like him or not? You know? Did you like her or not? You know, what's going on? But I want to hear from that agent how it's going. Hey, we locked up a deal today. She's got to go through inspection and get the mortgage done still, but this is where we stand. Boom. Love it. Okay. Oh, and then, oh, by the way, it looks like it's closing in a week. You know, that's nice to know too. Your referral fee will be coming. It's going to be closing in a week. And I let them know that. Hey, it closed today. Your referral fee is coming. Thank you again for sending me a referral. I really appreciate it. If you ever need anyone in Novi again, or Metro Detroit, let me know, okay? So the more communication that you give to that other person, the more likely they're gonna continue to send you business or tell someone else that you can handle the business here too. Okay, one of the things too is, you know, if they're moving here from another area, make sure that you have some resources, okay? And some of the things that we have upstairs, we definitely have some vendors, some preferred vendors, you know, people that are like maybe painters, carpet cleaners, inspectors, all of those types of things are going to be upstairs. You can grab those referrals for your prospective buyers. No builders and home subdivisions. If you're not familiar with ones around here, start going around and touring. If you've got some time and you're not showing anyone properties in an afternoon after you've done your lead gen time, right? Go look at some of them, go tour them, and get them your card. Sometimes they have referrals too. There's a lot of builders here locally that don't refer or know what to do with someone who has a house to sell. They want to build with them, but they need to sell their house, and a lot of them don't have a preferred agent that they're working with to start referring those listings to. So it could be a really good opportunity for you just to start building those relationships. Okay, I think we talked about all that. Always make sure that referral fee gets put into your green sheet because then they get paid immediately. Our office will send it right to them. Okay. Here's the pros and cons of giving a referral fee. Giving referrals, you get to choose the agent. Your customer is served by a well-qualified, well-managed agent. Okay. Responsibility of giving referrals, same kind of thing, right? Just communicating with them, asking them the status. I might ask them the status if they don't tell me the status. Want to know what's going on. All right, having agents in your database means valuable lifelong relationships, colleagues with whom you can discuss ideas, challenges, etc. We have some really good Facebook pages, like I said. Is everyone on Facebook? Some people don't like it, so okay, that's okay if you're not. But here might be one reason just to like create one thing, even if you do nothing with it but that, you know, or get someone else to post for you. Like I can post. Huh?
My daughters.
Perfect. Perfect, let them do it. And they could post something, but they gotta, like, they can go out and join some of those, except they may not be able to join them if they're not with KW. That one, the big one, that's closed, it's called a closed group, but there's lots of other groups that they can join for you. All right, but that is just, it's, I mean, you just saw the demo, but you could also call. You might just call. So the rewards and referrals, you know, you're gonna give 25%, but you're gonna accept the referral and get, you know, 75% of the deal. This is just a really good thing to be able to, you know, start networking with other agents. Is everyone familiar with some of our events, the Mega Camp and Family Reunion? Mega Camp is in August. Family Reunion is in February, and it's already sold out. It was sold out before we left our event last year. But you can get on a waiting list, and I really recommend it. Because even if you don't go, you can sell your ticket for more than you paid for it. Because they go up in price over time. So get on the waiting list. And they're not gonna charge you until they have a ticket. Get on that waiting list. I'm not kidding you, it's a phenomenal event. It's really, really, really cool. Very cool. We spend 3-4 days of different classes, and when you go to Family Reunion or Mega Camp, you'll usually have 10 or 15 or 20 different choices at each session, what to choose from. They have all different tracks. It's a very, very good event. And talk about great referrals. It's awesome. Okay, we talked about, let's say, what makes you different or unique. Think about what makes you different or unique from all of the other agents competing for agent-to-agent referrals. Okay, fill in the blanks on the next exercise about what makes you a little bit unique. Be prepared to share it with the class. Okay. I mean, I know a few of you a little bit that would definitely have some of the ones of you that I know a little bit have some unique things about you. What would be a good thing that would make you good for someone referring someone in? So some of you are going to be, most of you are brand new in the business, except Sharice, who's kind of, she was licensed 30 years ago. And she just got relicensed, so.
For all of 2 months though.
For what?
For all of 2 months.
Oh, you were only licensed for 2 months and they let you just take the 40 hours?
I didn't even take that class the first time.
What? I do not know how you slipped in on that one. That was amazing. Okay.
She bought him lunch.
Something. She got someone at the state to sneak her in a bit. So Harry and Crystal, what's something that would make you guys unique?
Harry.
I would say I'm certified home inspector.
Oh,
and work with
wow.
investors. So,
Okay, you know what? I didn't know about that. So that's something I didn't know about, and that's a really good thing. That is makes him. He's a certified home inspector. I mean, so when he goes with a buyer to look at a property or even a seller, he can pretty much tell them a lot of the things that are wrong with it before they have to pay for someone to do that. That's really a good. You know, now would you normally be the inspector for your buyers?
no, like you say, I just do a preliminary
Yep.
look around.
That way you don't have the liability, right, for the same thing where they might say, well, you just wanted the commission, so you didn't
Exactly.
inspect it right. So he could still inspect for someone else maybe, but it would probably be a little
Yeah,
touchy
Pretty
potentially.
far out for that.
Unless you did it for free, you know, right? But you do the preliminary free. That is a really great benefit. Love that. Plus you've sold lots of investor homes. So you've been, you know, probably rehab cost or an estimate, because you've sold so many of them. I might have them buy me some. If anyone needs some investments. Okay, what else? I am looking for one in my IRA, just so you know, I need one. What else?
I can't speak to experience, but I've learned through these classes that you can speak to what Keller Williams offers
Yes.
to clients, which is huge.
Yes.
gave me a lot of
So-
self-confidence.
Some things, yeah, and you can leverage the experience of our office. You know, we're number one in our area, the largest market share in Novi, Farmington, you know, Northville. So you can use that experience, what we do have.
And then I've also lived in this area 15 years, and then before that 15 years in Canton, and all my life in Michigan, so.
Perfect, okay, good, so that's awesome. Nader, what do you have?
What do I have?
You have something. You have
I
something.
have lots of things.
What's something that would, you know, be kind of unique or that someone might like?
I'm an enrolled agent with IRS, so I can help them with lots of tax issues.
You what?
I'm an enrolled agent with the IRS. I can help them with lots of issues pertaining to tax.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Well, why don't we talk about that for our office too? I didn't know that about you, so that's another good thing. We got a few of them that have some issues, if you know what I'm talking
My
about.
last CPA test in September this year.
You what?
Okay, I'm doing my last CPA test in September this year.
Okay, can we talk, would you like to teach some classes about that?
Yeah, I don't mind.
We need to talk about that, seriously. I did not know that about him. I was thinking something completely else, something else.
Sign us up for the class.
Yeah, they need your class, they said. Hey, they're not alone, like every agent in here does, that's what I'm saying.
Like teaching some classes, you know.
Even just about things about, you know, how to avoid trouble with the IRS. I mean, I cannot tell you how many people have had those issues in real estate. You know, that they don't pay quarterly and it's hard to budget, they don't know that. And I sent out an email about a year ago asking our agents if they would be interested in learning some basic business building type of skills. And that was the biggest response I ever got on any email, was about that. And I knew it was like, oh, because people had issues, you know. Well, I'm glad you, okay. What else, do you have something else unique?
Huh?
What else?
What else?
Hmm?
Kinda, you know.
Hmm? Do you speak any foreign language?
Yeah, I speak 2 languages. I speak French and I speak Arabic fluently.
That's really awesome, okay?
I have a very profound experience in law.
In law?
Yeah. I practiced law overseas like for 12, 13 years in lots of countries.
Were you an attorney?
I was an attorney at law, yes, back home in Lebanon. I
Wow.
practiced law in Dubai. I practiced law in Qatar. I practiced law in Athens, in Greece, in Turkey.
See, so don't you guys think that's pretty unique stuff?
I used to work for
Holy
a
moly.
multinational company and I used to travel with them around. I was an assistant corporate secretary for a multinational oil company.
Okay, I did not know any of this. None of this before, okay?
I
That's,
used to draft the legal contracts in different disciplines, like in continental Europe, in the Middle East, and in some African countries.
okay, you are gonna be able to leverage that somehow, some way. We're gonna figure that out with the real estate stuff. Interesting. Wow.
For our
We don't-
investors,
What?
our overseas investors.
Yes, yes, overseas investors. But one of the things that I was thinking, because I knew you spoke Arabic, but I was thinking, one of the things that I want to do is create something on our website. There is a place to put what languages you speak, but I also wanted to kind of have a kind of a highlight forum of agents in our office who speak different languages. You know, because we do have quite a variety of different nationalities, but even people who are completely have always been American and they speak several languages. So you have being able to have that list of, okay, who speaks Japanese? Okay, this one, you know, who speaks Arabic? You know.
Yeah, sometimes you run into customers, they don't, you know, you cannot communicate with them because they don't understand English or they don't
Yes.
speak English.
Exactly, and so, you know, they may need your help with that or having someone help translate or whatever. Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
And I know a lot about pharmaceutical industry.
Drug dealer?
Well, this goes on. Yeah, drug dealing or just, or the legal ones?
No, I used to do accounting for McKesson. You know McKesson?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
One of the big 3. I was the assistant manager for the accounting department here in Michigan. Until recently, like I left work for them on April 30th this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
So I know all, like 95% of the pharmacy owners in Michigan and in.
Okay, can they be potential
Ohio.
clients? Those are Mets.
Right.
Those are some rich Mets,
That shit.
right? Does anyone want to tap into his database?
I do.
I think we got some assistants to be working on your database with you.
I don't know.
That's
Honestly, I
good.
don't know.
Well, you know, because you have I didn't know all this. I think we talked about the accounting part, but the legal and the accounting part, I think that's a really good thing. Those are some higher end potential mats of people that are going to probably be higher end buyers or could be, or sellers. That would be very good for you to go back to and say, oh, by the way, you know, I'm now in real estate, and if you ever know anyone who's buying or selling, it'd be awesome. Okay, who else? Anyone else have something unique? Kavita.
I speak several Indian languages.
Several Indian languages? How many are there?
26.
26?
Are they all similar, or?
No, like different dialects.
They're like completely different. They're completely
Yeah,
different.
they're completely different.
There are like 52 dialects and 26 languages.
So, but it is just as different as French is from English?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I had no idea. I just learned something new. And you speak several of them?
3.
3. Okay, so that's very good. Wow. Okay.
And
I
martial
don't even speak Spanish. And I want to learn, so, you know. Wow, but that's very cool. Okay, so you guys got some ideas on some different things? Anyone else? Different stuff? Don't be shy, just because, you know.
Right. After that.
Yeah, I have nothing.
I do martial arts. I don't know if that can be leveraged.
Well, it can be if someone tries to attack you in a vacant house.
It's pretty much.
That's interesting, yeah, okay. I didn't know that about you, Kavita. You seem so quiet. Okay. Okay, good.
Keep a distance from her.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I know she could whoop me. All right. Identify what makes the other agents top of mind with you. Make sure customer comes first with them, okay? Let's talk about, here's some qualification questions that you can use. What do you love about what you do? I don't ask that one, but you could if it's, you know, you get that other agent potentially talking. Which do you like better, listing homes or helping buyers? How long have you been in the business? I would ask that. What's your area of expertise? Do you have time even to help another buyer? I want to know that my person's going to be getting that customer service. What geographic area do you serve? I want to make sure that when I ask for, say, Chandler, a suburb of Phoenix, that I'm going to get someone who knows Chandler. It's like here, if you wanted someone who knows Farmington Hills, you're probably not going to call our Shelby office, right? You want someone in our office, because there's a lot of people who know that in our office, but not so many probably in Shelby that would know Farmington Hills. I'd want to make sure that they actually do know that office. Okay, what important qualities do you look for in an agent to whom you would give a referral? The choice of the right agent for you and the customer is an important one. Circle 3 questions on page 19. You got page 19 that you think are the most important to ask, or add any questions you think are important that aren't on that list. Okay, take a minute to look at that. And those are the questions that we probably just asked, right? Because my 19 is different than yours.
Yeah. So page 17.
It says page 17?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that says 19, okay.
You're misleading us.
Sorry about that. Yeah, look at those questions and see if there's something else that you might ask. Any questions you thought of adding?
How's your follow?
Follow-up, but how can I expect, what should I expect from you as far as follow-up goes for me on how my referral's going with you? Love that. Love that. How soon can you call my client, or my prospective client? What else do you want to know? If you were sending me your best friend, Jay, what would you want to know?
How do you establish rapport with customers?
How do you establish rapport with the customer? That's good. I don't know, I just take them out, show them 3 things, let them look in the windows themselves. That's what investors have to do, right? Just go look in the windows, there you go. All right, any
The
other
windows
ones
are
you guys
there.
added? Yeah,
I said if the windows are there.
yeah, the windows are there, if they're not, just crawl on them, don't worry. Sorry. That's your terminology. What else?
Can I speak with a customer who had a good experience with you?
Oh, yeah, do you have any references? Yeah, that's interesting, that'd be good. Especially if you have the time to get that reference, that's not a bad idea. If you know your friend's not moving till August, and it's June, you've got time to kind of check them out a little bit more, right? That's a great idea, get references. Okay. All right, anything else you guys from that one? Any other favorites, or ones you like? I mean, you're not gonna ask them every one of those, right? It's not like a firing squad on them, like 20 million questions.
I'm right.
You can usually tell right away, that they're pretty good. All right. Okay, so this next one is, you're in charge, I'm giving referrals. Check with the team leader, I talked about that one. Find a good fit for both agent and the customer, right? I mean, that's the big thing I want to know from her. Like, let's say, okay, here's a weird thing. You know how we have all this fair housing stuff, right? Well, here's an example. There are some times when I know that, like, my client might say, I really, this is weird, and I know it's going to sound weird. I hope this is okay to say on tape. Oh, well. Is something like, let's say it's my mom, who's an 85-year-old woman. She might say, I really just want to work with a woman. I don't know. Then I might tell the team leader that she really would prefer to work with a woman. If you got someone who knows that area well. I'm going to ask for that for my client if I know that. What'd you just learn? Can't say that, right? I know, see, it's just like going, but anyways, I would say that if it was that, but I wouldn't, I would be very cautious of anything else. But let's say if it was someone, they wanted someone who spoke Arabic, I mean, I would, I'd want to know that, and that would be a different kind of, that's a kind of an area too, where you would say, well, is it someone from the same culture or nationality? Because they're going to maybe want that person who can speak to them anyways. I don't know. What do you guys think about all that? Those of you that just took your license.
Scary.
Scary, okay? Yeah, be careful with that, not crossing the line on that, but what else? Any thoughts?
If the customer has a certain preference towards a certain real estate,
Yeah.
I don't think it creates some kind of discrimination, but if the real estate states those things like show that he's prejudiced or
Yes,
show
if
that
I was steering you, that,
Correct.
oh, you know what? Because you speak Arabic, I'm going to pick a neighborhood for you.
No,
That's wrong.
I cannot say that, but if
Right.
I'm a customer, okay, I prefer, I have a problem with the language. Do you have a real estate agent
Got
who
it.
speaks Arabic?
Thank you.
So that's not discrimination.
Your request versus me
Yeah.
trying to steer you to what I think you should have
But if I-
or shouldn't have because of,
Right.
your
but if I
background, your
find that-
nationality, or religion, or whatever.
A
Yeah,
Yemeni guy, you know what? All Yemenis are living in Hamtramck. Why don't you buy a house in Hamtramck?
right.
That's not legal, but
There you go.
a guy
Thank you.
calls on me and I want to speak to an Indian guy. So because I have a problem to express myself in English,
Yeah.
so that's not discrimination.
Right, that's not. If they requested, thank you, and I'm glad that was clear for the videotape, okay? Thank you. If the customer requests a certain thing, then that's different than us steering them to what we think or our own prejudices or of what we think that they would need or want, okay? Good point. Very good point, okay? All right, so no one refer, when the customer has a buy to sell a house and one of the transactions is out of town, that's great, or out of your area, we talked about that. When the customer wants to buy or sell outside of your geographic area and could be better handled by an agent from that area. When an agent refers to you and you are not the right fit for the customer. So here's the deal, if I know someone wants to refer to me, I immediately know that I'm not gonna be the person to help them. Because I don't typically work with buyers or sellers, right? So I might say, you know what, I'm not the right person, but people do try to refer to me a lot from Facebook and from just networking around in the Keller Williams events. They're gonna assume immediately, of course, I'm gonna want someone, I live in Clarkston, they're gonna think I for sure would want someone in Clarkston. I typically don't take that referral. Now, I don't get a referral fee by turning them over to someone else, but I always wanna make sure that that match happens for both parties. Okay, so I would step out of it.
How do you do it when someone has referred them to you and you started working with them and then realize like, hey, we're not a good match for each other?
Good point, same thing. Crystal, if I didn't think we're a good match for each other and I had started working with them, I would still just try to
And then
be
just-
out of it. I'd
you
go
wouldn't
back to
pass
the
on
person
that?
and say, hey, just wanna let you know, I don't think I'm a good fit for them for whatever reason, I don't think I know the area, or I get on my nerves, no. Whatever, you know it is. I just don't think I'm ever gonna be able to please them, or whatever. I do have someone else that I could maybe tell you that might be a good fit, or here's the team leader in that area you probably should call. See if someone else can help them. I might do something like that. That's a really good point, and that can be delicate, because you don't wanna, you know, I don't ever want to take that person off, because you never know if they have another referral, but
Right.
on the other hand, if it's not a good fit, it's not for whatever reason. Or they want something that's completely, like for instance, if they wanted, all of a sudden they switched from wanting one thing to another, you know, and maybe you thought they wanted a single family home, then all of a sudden they say, no, you know what, we're gonna want to buy a 100-unit apartment building and live one of the units. Well, if you don't know how to find those or negotiate those, that's a totally different person, right? I mean, that's someone who's gonna, even me who has bought hundreds of real estate investments over the years, I'm not really good in apartments. I mean, I would be cautious, even being, with my experience as an investor, I would be a little nervous about taking them to that kind, that's not my expertise, makes sense? So there might be a time when they switch something that just all of a sudden is like, I don't wanna, you know, it's like a whole other world. You're licensed to do it, you just may not be good at that, you know. So good. All right, so you want to definitely get your fee negotiated and your referral fees or agreement signed. You want to negotiate the referral fee up front. Oops, don't make an assumption that they think it's 25% and you were thinking 30. But they thought it was 20 and you were thinking 25. Always agree up front and get it in writing. Okay, it's going to go on that form, right? Some factors that might affect this rate, okay, market conditions, price range, like we talked about. Like I would not take a referral fee. If I referred someone to Harry and Crystal, I wouldn't take a referral fee because that price range is so small, there's nothing there. If I refer a $1,000 rental, same thing. There's just not enough by the time they pay the broker, by the time they split it with someone, there's not enough there, I don't take a referral fee. It's just, I could, I don't. I just want that person to be helped at that point. So the number of referrals previously received, you know, you might up it if you get more. If I can refer the person multiple times, let's say, I mean, they're a good example. Typically, who would I refer to multiple times? Someone that might buy 10 investment properties. Well, if they're gonna buy 10 investment properties, let's say normally if I would take one from them, if they're gonna buy 10 from them, I might ask for 30%. Because that's 10, that same person over and over and over and over again. I might ask for something bigger. Potential work and time involved, that kind of thing. If I already know, let's say I know that my person wants to buy 123 XYZ Street in Toledo, Ohio, they've already looked in the windows, they want that house, but I'm not licensed to write it up. I might refer that for 50% or 70%. I might get 70 and give 30. If I knew that all you had to do is write up a purchase agreement on something and take someone through, but they definitely wanted that particular house, would you do it for less? Maybe it might end up being reversed. Do you know, you guys know the show Score That Deal? It's on HGTV. One of our local agents is the star of that show. He's with, Jason Abrams is with the West Bloomfield Market Center. And he's on that TV show. And he sells multi-million-dollar properties to athletes all over the country. That's his niche, okay? And he gets a very big part of it. So he doesn't get 25 to 30% to these agents. It's the opposite. It's the actual reverse. And I don't know what his exact percentage is, but it's something like he might only pay, you know, he might be getting 70%, and the agent writing up the offer in that state would be getting the 30 for writing it up. But he's going to go with that agent to show.
Yeah,
Because he's not licensed there. He flies in with the athlete and works with an agent in the area and says, okay, Kavita, you want to be my agent in that area? I'm coming to Boston next week. Do you want to be my agent or not? You're going to spend, you know, a day or two with me. You get 30% of it. You got to write it up on your PA, but I'll do all the negotiations. I'm going to show with you. You got to be there because I'm not licensed there. And
Not a problem. That's great. Awesome.
Yeah.
I will take that 30%.
You would,
Matter of fact,
absolutely.
I might even take 15.
That's right, see, and that's how he does it. Why? Because the price range, right? That price range is so big, and that person they're not gonna have. So if you don't do it, someone else will. And Jay, if you don't want to do it, I'm gonna call Shree over here, and she's gonna do it.
What time you picking me up?
Right? Yeah. Yep. And then, you know, you get to see all those big, you know, whatever. But I'll handle the negotiation on the money. You're just gonna write it up. I mean, you know, because we have to be together because I'm not licensed there. And he's not gonna get licensed in every state. He works all over the country. You know, he was gonna at one point get licenses everywhere, but by the time you pay all those fees and all those costs and try to keep all those licenses and fees and Con Ed straight, it's crazy. It's just better for him to pay 30% and keep 70. Or whatever it is. I mean, it's something like that, but it's the reverse. Okay. All right, let's talk about prospecting and marketing. Myth: I don't need to actively prospect or market to real estate agents. Well, the truth is you must regularly add to and contact the agents in your database to reap the rewards and referrals. Let them know what you do. So mark them as separate, create a group of agents that you're going to send referrals to. When you get your e-edge up and running, if you don't have it yet, you will get it when you have access to that database system. You'll start create a group just for agents that you want to be able to refer stuff to. Okay?
Can I add them to marketing campaign?
Yes, you could create a marketing campaign just for them, or a different marketing campaign. You wouldn't create the same campaign.
32.
Yeah, you wouldn't do the campaign that would go to your buyers or sellers, where it talks about taking red wine out of white carpeting or whatever. You know, we got some cool, or like Memorial Day. You know. It might be, you might create a different one, or just once in a while you might say, I'm going to send a message to my farm. Hey, don't forget me when next time that you're in, that you have someone who wants to buy something or sell something in the Metro Detroit area. Because they're not going to know what cities are what. So I just say the Metro Detroit area, I would put in there something like that. Okay. Cultivate your agent farm. Pick a narrow market and dominate it. Agents are just another type of farm. Prospect and market to them to cultivate relationships, right? Especially people that you know, companies that are relocating people from where they are to here. Those would be great. It would be good to have several agents in those areas that are relocation agents that work with relos. Okay. Attending events takes time away from my business. Actually, it's smart business because you have an opportunity to enhance relationships and increase referrals. For instance, what kind of events could you go to that agents go to?
Open houses.
Open houses, great. Especially, you know, what else? How can you meet other agents?
The bar.
National events, the bar? Is that what you- Oh, happy hour.
Happy hour.
No, you're right, you are right, I know. It just sounded funny the way you said that, I was like, did everyone else thought the same thing, right? Just, you know, the way you just, the bar.
You should
But it's true.
run it after 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Wherever happy hour is. Oh, okay. Harry knows them all around here. Also, the golf outings and leagues and things like that.
Volunteering.
And what? Volunteering. Actually, volunteering for nonprofit organizations would be a really great place to meet people with money for either investments or for people that, you know, because a lot of people with a lot of money tend to be volunteers organization. So they might be the higher end clientele, or could be, for buyers to sellers, so good one. Okay. Also events that are out of town, you know, where you're gonna meet agents that are out of town. The National Association of Realtors, Michigan Association of Realtors, those events, Keller Williams events, of course, real good ones. Okay. Meet the event events, attend with a purpose, volunteer for visible positions at events, kind of like your volunteer stuff. Collect info on as many agents as possible, and cost of attendance could be recruit for referrals. Okay. It's the same kind of stuff. Okay, mark it after the event. Oh, enter every event. It's really important that you go back and enter your the business cards that you collected into your database and into that group called agents, or whatever you're going to call it in your database. Okay. I know that when I go to the Keller Williams events and I'm passing my card and we're networking and people exchange, I immediately get put on someone's drip for referrals. Hey Wendy, it was so nice to meet you at the Keller Williams family reunion. If you ever have anyone moving to Phoenix, you know, please let me know. I would love to be your referral agent in Phoenix. You're going to get a bunch of those when you go to those events, because they know how to do it. They're really focused on that. People who know you don't have to be reminded you're in the real estate business. The truth is, they do need to be. People who know you and trust you are the most important group with whom you maintain regular contact. Okay, those are your Mets, right? Your family, your friends. They do need to be reminded. You're gonna think, well, because I'm in the business now, my whole family's just gonna start calling me. No, you've gotta keep telling them that this is what you do. You know, because they're gonna forget. You know, Uncle Joe is all of a sudden gonna buy or sell their house, and they're gonna go, darn, I forgot to call you. I forgot you were in real estate. Don't let them ever forget that. Same thing with your friends. Don't let them forget that.
Uncle Joe's an instinct.
What's that?
I'd say Uncle Joe is an instinct. You won't call me.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Do you have family in real estate, right?
My cousin he's an independent broker. He has his own firm. He offered me like 5-6 years ago to take over. I told him no, I don't want to. You know, I'm gonna talk to him whether tomorrow or after tomorrow if he can send some business to me.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. Is he local too?
Yeah, you know, Hometown Group.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about it?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
It's my cousin's.
Okay.
He owns that firm.
Where is it located?
It's in Bmore.
Is it? There's only one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of
He
him.
had like 11 or 12 brokers working for him.
Oh wow. Okay.
He's kind of busy.
Does he want to retire soon?
Huh?
Does he want
wanted to retire like 5 years ago, and he offered me to go take a class and take over. I told him no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't like to work for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've got some ideas for you about that. We'll have to talk about that one later. Okay. All right, think of 5 of your out-of-area Mets you can contact about agent data referrals. Call in right now and see if anyone in his or her neighborhood might need an agent. Out of state. Do you have any out-of-area people that you know? Have you guys called any of them yet? Any out-of-state people? Bingo, that might be a good place. So that would be a really good place that you could call to, right? If you could, does anyone have any friends out of state, or just me? Family members? Okay, we all do, right? We know someone out of state, out of town. That's great to ask them if they know of anyone buying or selling. I always tell my family members, you know, my sisters, my cousins, my good friends, don't you dare sell a house or buy one without calling me, okay? I mean, of course, they're my friends, so I can say it that way to them, right? Like, don't you know, don't forget me. I will hook you up with a really phenomenal agent, okay? Unless they go, well, Sally in my office is a great agent. Okay, well. But otherwise, they'll most likely call you. Just let them keep knowing that, or keep telling them that you can help them, all right? So here's your homework. After your session today, you're gonna call the other 4 people, or 4 more, right? Find an agent you might refer the leads to and report your findings during your weekly accountability session. Does everyone have the weekly accountability session? Here, don't we have a group, you have a group coaching thing, does everyone know that? Who's in that? Did you? Okay, 3 of you. Okay.
Accountability. I'm not starting full-time next week.
You're starting full-time?
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
I'm officiating.
You're what?
Officiating lacrosse.
Really?
Yeah.
Lacrosse? There you go, there.
A lot of places across.
Lacrosse?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not real common, so that's good. Is that right? Am I, I don't know many people that do lacrosse, so.
It's become.
Is it back in again? Okay, well, I'm older, I don't know, I don't have kids and stuff, in the school system now. Is it in schools? Not
Is
really.
it in schools? Yeah. And I have a game
What
tonight
team
at
do you-
Northfield.
At Northville? Well, Northville's kind of ritzy, they have lacrosse,
Right.
of course.
I went to Northville High School. That's where I went to high school. I graduated 6 years ago.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Okay. Okay, good. All right, so you're my kid's age, are you 25?
I just turned 24 this year, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got little babies.
25, I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah, they graduated 6 years ago, I'm thinking that's
Yeah.
when they graduated, so.
2008 probably. I
Yep.
graduated in 09, so.
Okay, they probably did.
2008.
9. They were 9. Maybe they were 8. I don't know. I thought it was 6 years, maybe it's longer. Maybe it's 7 years ago.
Yeah, that would have been 7 years ago if they were in 2008.
Okay, no, you're right, it was 7, it was, yeah. They're 1 year older than you.
Yeah.
They've been graduating from college 3 years, that's right. Okay, alrighty, any questions on that? Can you do that? Is that easy? To call 5 people?
Black people.
You're supposed to do one right now in class. Have you guys been doing the one in class? Any class calls?
No.
Who are these instructors that are not following it? Do they?
We've had fantastic classes, though.
Yeah.
Okay, but you haven't actually called. Okay, I think you should call right now. Pick up the phone, call. Kavita's gonna do it. She's getting to be a machine now. She was shy before, now she's like she just grabbed that phone.
Yeah, but she's gonna talk in the other language and we're not gonna know what she's saying.
Are you?
Yes.
Are you? Then I wanna hear that. Let's do it. Let's see what you're gonna say. Now, this is not calling your mom or friend,
Yeah, she's
you know.
gonna say, I'm gonna make her think I'm saying something.
Call my brother
Are you? Where does he live?
in North Carolina.
Yeah, call him, ask him. Let's see, I wanna hear what he has to say. I'm gonna listen in. Who else knows someone out of state? You can call.
Oh.
Go ahead, Crystal, go ahead. Make your
Oh,
call.
but then the conversation might turn.
Oh, my turn?
Yeah.
Tell them you're in the class and people are watching you. You can't really chat about anything else. You just wanna know,
If they know someone
Tell them be
in
discreet
their
and respectful,
area,
and that's it.
huh?
somebody in their area.
Yeah, just say, do I've got my real estate license and I'm in a class right now. You can tell them, hey, look, I'm in a class right now, and one of the things that we're doing is calling people that we know out of state to see if they know of anyone who wants to buy or sell real estate. Who else is gonna do it? Okay, ladies. Who else? Come on, guys. You know anyone? Here, you can use my phone. They won't recognize the number. Why you please?
Oh, what time is it? Oh, it's 46.
That's a good point. If it's out of state, always check the time zone. Out of country, even more so. You guys, I don't know if we can get referrals, but I think we can out of the country too. By the way, if you have friends out of the country. And you could definitely refer agents anywhere in the world now to Keller Williams, anywhere that we have an office. Dubai is very big. Do you have any agents you might know in Dubai?
Yes. I know lots of people in Dubai.
I know. That's what I'm
Lots of
thinking.
people. I used to work for, Prince Hazza, the son of Sheikh Zayed, the president of the country. I used to work for him on a day tour.
Wow.
He had a joint venture with the company I used to work for. I was the in-house lawyer for that company, and I worked for him for 6 months. And I was in touch with him. His brother now is he's Secretary of State in United Arab Emirates.
Yeah. Very true. You know, you can definitely
And,
refer them to our Dubai office, or several offices we have. Dubai is growing big time. If anyone you know wants to be an agent, or is an agent, and you get them into Keller Williams, whoo! We have growth share overseas. Just saying, we're gonna work on you. You're gonna be making more on your referral business all over the world than.
Tell them to refer some investors.
Yeah, do you have you got any investors from Dubai that want to buy in Metro Detroit?
You're talking about things that happened like in 2007, 2006, 10 years ago. Like I left that thing, like last thing I did in the Middle East was in 2006. After that I went to Greece, 2006, 2007. Then left there, went to Cyprus for 6 months, Beirut 3 months, and came back here in 2008.
Yeah.
So we're talking about old ages.
Yeah, wow. Did you get any good luck there?
Yes, he said to keep that in mind.
Good.
And yes, a huge friend circle there.
He does?
Yes.
And that's awesome, because then it can help you too. I mean, of course your brother wants to help you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's awesome that you can make money from your brother out of state because he wants to help her just by referring, you know, knowing that someone's buying or selling. So that's great. Keep in touch with them, and I keep asking them every once in a while, hey, don't forget. Or, you know, send me some leads. That's awesome. Awesome. Okay, everyone work on that tonight, okay? Okay, so you can go to the Keller Williams white pages, and this is when you log into your Keller Williams account. You're going to go. There's a little tab called White Pages, okay? And you can click on that, and then you can type in. Well, I think it'll tell you. You can type in a city or area. I just personally, I use the KW.com. I find the office to talk to the team later. I think that's the easiest one, because then I know they're going to put me in touch with someone who's top notch. Okay. I thought that said implement a 12-step plan, but okay. The other content component, implement a 12 direct plan. Okay. Make sure you update your KW white pages info to say top of mind yours. So make sure you put yours. Okay, this is where, like you guys that speak foreign languages, you should put that in there, because if someone is searching for someone who speaks your particular language in your area, they would find you. That's one thing that I would probably search on there. Okay. What else would you put in there that might have people find you? Make sure you've got your cell phone, your email, update your profile. When you get into KW.com, once you get that on, update everything until it says 100%, right? Did you get that done?
At like 79.
Okay.
I missed something.
So you missed something. And then also make sure you got your picture on there. People will not refer anyone who doesn't have a picture. When they look it up, if you don't have your picture there, they're not referring to you. I can tell you that for sure. I wouldn't. Would you?
Come on, I'm not gonna put the picture, come on.
Yes, you are. You're gonna put a good little picture of you. I'm gonna take a picture of you. Yeah, because you want them to know, you know, that you're a real person. It's kind of like on Facebook. I don't accept anyone in any of my groups that don't have a picture. I won't accept them, because to me it's just someone who's probably hacking, in my opinion, or spamming or whatever. They're not serious about the business. Okay. Okay. So then there's some different stories in here, right, too? Boyd Brown, what page is that on?
27.
27, okay. Prospecting through recruiting. When recruiting, you're building a relationship with other agents, whether they join KW or not. Anytime you come in contact with agents, keep in mind they are a source of referral business. So you could be talking to them about referral stuff, but you could also be thinking about maybe how to refer them, if they're not with KW, to a KW office where they live. Okay. That's why I was talking to my friend in Texas, right? I'm referring her. She's joining KW, and I'm referring her. I've been working on her getting her real estate license for about 5 years now. She's finally doing it this year. She finally, all of her kids are gone. She's like, now it's about my life. I'm ready. I'm doing this for me. I'm starting my own business.
She's getting her license, just come on, Wendy, stop talking to me about that. I'm gonna get it on level.
She's gonna what?
You're giving her too much hard time about that.
Oh, she'll love it. No, she really wants to. But you heard me give her a hard time. I'm like, get that done, get that test done.
What else?
Because I know she's gonna be so good at it and she wants this for her, you know? Otherwise she wouldn't do it, but, yeah. All right, can you think of 3 more ways you can accomplish getting other agents out of market as referrals? Any other any other ideas that we can talk about? As we're wrapping up. None? Or did we talk about a lot of them already? You guys are very quiet now. Did you get like this at 3 o'clock on everyone? Yeah, okay, then good. So I'm not the only one that gets the... Okay, focus over time, all right? Myth, it costs too much to stay in touch with a large database of agents. The truth is it costs too much not to stay in touch with them, plus it's free with eEdge. You're already paying for your eEdge account every month, so it's free for you. Maintain the relationship, stay in touch consistently over time. Just send them emails every once in a while. Let them know, or keep reminding them that what you do and where you do it. Okay. Maintaining your agent relationships through consistent lead generation will result in more transactions, okay? So here's the compounded growth, right? Your savings account and your lead gen, same thing. Your growing number of transactions happen as you consistently lead generate. Just like if you consistently deposit money, your balance increases, right? Same thing. All right, here's a final note for a few little things as we wrap up. Stop leaving money on the table, make connecting with other agents part of your daily 3-hour lead generation habit. So your lead gen time can be spent with talking to other agents, and it can be talking to people that you know or don't know. You're always going to be thinking about, how do I tell someone today that I'm a real estate agent? Who am I going to meet? You know, is it the person pumping their gas next to me at the gas station? Is it the person in the store? Is it, you know, who am I going to meet that maybe I didn't know yesterday that could be a potential for me as a client? Okay, so expanding that, especially for those of you who might not have a very large database. How are you going to expand that? We all can expand it, one person at a time. All right, putting it all together. Okay, anything that you learned today that you didn't know before about referrals, agent referrals? Facebook, okay. Was that sweet or what? I'm glad that demo worked. That was quick. I've used it several times, that's how I know. I mean, I've done that several times where I put something in there and it's like, boom.
They said if you get on Facebook and you don't want them, give them to me.
Yeah, okay, I'll let you know. Anything else that you might have learned that, you know, yeah.
I've thought about, and I've talked to some of my family members and told them that I can refer out of state because I live out of state. But I didn't think of asking them for people they know who might be looking for an agent. That never occurred to me.
Yeah, so asking the people that you know out of state for referrals, just like we would ask someone here for someone buying or selling. Yeah, good point. That's really good. Anything else? How about like calling the team leaders or the questions you could ask? Was that anything new to you at all? Did you know you could do that? Everyone? Some of you are like, this is my first day here. I don't really know anything yet. All right. All right, so here, we're putting it all together, right? The 3-hour habit. Again, it's about time blocking. Have you guys talked about this yet? Mm-hmm. I'm assuming it's probably very consistent in this class. It's doing your lead gen. Do not disturb. Unfortunately, we schedule some of these classes during our lead gen time in our office. And in the future, you won't see classes during our lead gen time. It just, other than Pete's Forms class on Friday morning, it's not going to happen. All right, so no interruptions unless they're truly emergency, right? This is a big thing, you know, not letting people disturb you during this time. And that's why we have the calling booths. You're welcome to use those. If you don't have a private office and you need to have that focus, come in and use those booths. You can use it. Does it have to be from 9 to 12? No. But there's statistics that show if you do it in the morning, you have higher energy, it's easier to reach people, and you get it done in the beginning. Because if you always say, well, I'm going to do it from 1 to 4, what happens? Something gets in the way, right? Every day. Every day it does, you know? I mean, there's times when I think of, you ever get, you have your to-do list and you're like, oh, it's the end of the day and you're not done yet? Because something else came up, of course, right? So this is like that time blocking, making sure that you really make this a priority and that nothing else gets in the way of your lead gen time. Okay, all right. And I think there's even a time blocking calendar in the back here. Got that? Everyone's got that, but you probably got that in another class too, right? Okay, cool. All righty. Any other questions or anything about referrals? Any questions? Any questions about anything else you've learned? All right, you guys take on the day, have a great day, and see you guys in class tomorrow. I won't see you here tomorrow, but who's teaching tomorrow? I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay, tomorrow morning is Pete. If you're coming for learning about forms, it's really good, 8:30 to 9:30. And then 1 to 3 is
lead conversion.
lead conversion. Who's teaching it?
Chris.
Chris who?
Exactly, say Chris.
Chris Dayton, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Chris Dayton's phenomenal. You're gonna. Did he teach another one?
Yeah.
And
It's hilarious.
he's hilarious. Man, I feel bad. I wasn't making everyone laugh here today. I mean, agent to agent is not exactly the most exciting thing, you know. But all right, good. He'll be here tomorrow. So, and then Saturday morning, 9 to noon, right? Is the goal setting stuff with Annette. She'll be phenomenal. So if you haven't ever spent time with Annette, she's full of energy. Did she teach a couple of classes?
Yeah.
She did too. Which ones did she teach?
Her and Debbie, they taught something.
They did? Okay.
Split something.
And if you're brand new to Keller Williams, by the way, I really want to encourage you. We every Wednesday we have a session called Red and Black Day, or Red and Black. It's called Red and Black, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay, it's in the afternoon, and it teaches you a little bit about Keller Williams and some of the things that we have in the office. So recommend that you take that on a Wednesday afternoon too. Okay, awesome, you guys. See ya. Okay.
What time?
What's that?
What time?
I think it's Wednesdays, 2 to 3 or 3 to 4.
3:30?
3:30 to 4.
3:30 to 4 or 4:30?
You want this or no?
What is that?
This is some kind of.
The,
Evaluation?
Evaluation.
Oh, I don't know. Do you, oh, you put them in the back? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do only fill them out if you liked it. Don't put anything in the don't.
Don't be shocked with the comments.
Uh-oh. Oh, great, daughter.
What is the date?
Are you telling me that I used to like you and I don't anymore?
Come on, you keep liking me, whatever I do.
Oh my goodness.
We got it.
Oh, you just,
So-
I didn't get an email.
Interesting background you have.
Kind of.
Very interesting background.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, but I don't know a lot of people here.
Well, then you're gonna have to learn other ways, you know, to pick that up, but we'll help you with that.
Like I know 4,000 or 5,000 pharmacists.
Yeah, well, that'll help.
They're over 10 states. but-
Well, can we start with those?
Call them and tell them that I'm in the state? I don't think so.
Hey, I know we used to talk about legal stuff and accounting, but now I'm in real estate, right?
I used to call them like, oh, I'm calling just to get money from their account.
Yeah, you used
follow
to?
up with their accounts, yeah. Like,
From,
give them credit, open their accounts, set their payment, preferences,
yeah.
all their financial stuff.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Huh.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyone going back upstairs? Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't get
I'm
that.
thinking I want to go see Joe Ritchie.
Oh, go ahead, yeah, go. See
He's
if,
upstairs.
yep,
Just
yep.
call them from outside, right?
She can, but you can just go up there and find them if you want.
I can't go in.
You can, you know the code, right? 4317.
431.
It's on the same on all the doors, yep. See, my phone was being, people were texting me.
That's funny.
So bad. I
We're gonna
didn't-
let them down easy now.
I know. Hi, Wendy. My name is Court. I work with Kevin and Keller Williams. We're still the buyer's agent. I would love to help. I said, I'm set. Gosh, thanks so much for the quick response.
There you go.
I did not get one.
Right, it's if you look.
Probably has an insurance version, I guess. So Wendy, for the, because my license, like,